Hello, my loves. In this video, we're going to be talking about rejuvenation of the hands, and I'm going to give you exact protocol that works. And if you're going to follow this protocol in about 4 months, you will look at your hands and you will see that actually they look more youthful, they look smoother, and you will be very happy with the results. So yes, it's going to take a few months, but you are going to have results. And here is the exact protocol. But before the protocol, a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was about 49, I guess, 48, 49. I was sitting in a car and somehow my eyes fell on my hands and I looked at them and it took me double time. It was a winter time. It took me double time to look at them. Actually, they were aging. They were very obviously aging. The skin was thin. It was dry. It was kind of crinkly. And I was like, those are my hands. Like, it was shocking to me. And I started to look what I can do with my hands. So there are things like you can, they do injections with the fat in your hands, and that was impossible for me because, I work with my hands. I'm an esthetician. I work with my hands, and of course my hands going to look a little bit more beat up than a person who doesn't necessarily work so strongly with the hands, right? So I started to do my research. I got even the paraffin bath that I put my hands in, and it was helpful for about a couple of hours. And then in a couple of hours, your hands look exactly the same as before, but it has, emollients and it has occlusive. The paraffin itself is occlusive. So it was like a cellophane on your hands until all the trace of paraffin is gone and your hands look exactly the same in a couple of hours. So I started to dig further, and I'm an esthetician. I work with skin. And I said, why don't I apply the protocol for the facial skin to the hands? Let's see what's going to happen. And actually, it was about 4 months post that decision that I started to see results. So this protocol is a little stronger actually than the protocol that I would necessarily apply for the face, but this protocol definitely works. So in this video, I will tell you exactly what I use, what cream I use, what gadgets I use. However, I completely don't insist for you to use exactly the same brand or company. I don't have any links to give you because I'm not associated and affiliated with no company out there. And I have no links because, when people work with the products, they have discount links, but they work as associates, so they sell you product. I have nothing to sell you, but I have different agenda. My agenda is for you to get your hands looking better and coming back to me and telling me, oh my God, my hands look so much more useful right now, especially estheticians, because us as estheticians, we put our hands under the conditions that make them look more aged quicker. So I really want to, anybody who's bothered with appearance of the hands, to look at the hands and feel better because they see obvious results. So number one thing, as I told you, is I will tell you what I use exactly, but you will have to make your own choices when you're going to purchase your products. I will tell you what perimeters to look for, what you look for. But the companies that I use, there are no requirements. I bought these products with my own money. I use them. I'm happy with them. However, they are quite costly, and everybody has a different budget for the cosmetics and rejuvenation products. And I know that in this case, you don't have to go for these companies. You just have to go what is budget friendly for you. But you have to look for certain perimeters that would be effective. So the number one thing that I started to do is every other night, and I do it at night. You can do it in the morning too. There is no requirement for time of the day. So I would wash my hands and I would dry my hands. And without putting any product on my hands, I would put my hands under red and infrared light. So this is mine. Mine is Flex MD. It's infrared light. It has blue, infrared, and red. It's quite costly. And it's not necessarily you need to have this brand. This is what you need to look for in your light device. So when we talk about rejuvenation, we're looking for, and I'm reading right now not to give you any wrong measurements, for 830 nanometers of near infrared light, 830 nanometers near infrared light, and 630 nanometers of red light. So if you use them every other day, not every day, every other day, you have to put your hands underneath device. And what it does, it helps you to build collagen. And what collagen is the pillar of our skin's bounciness. Collagen makes our skin bouncy. It helps with the tensile strength of the skin, while elastin makes it elastic. It doesn't stretches, right? Both of those fibers, collagen and elastin, make our skin bouncy. And between collagen and elastin fibers in our dermis, intercellular matrix is actually hyaluronic acid. So you have the hydration and you have bounciness. With age, we'll lose that bounciness and hydration. And that's why it's a really good idea to re-trigger production of the collagen by using for 30 minutes every other night. This is what you're looking for. The brand that you choose is entirely up to you, and Google the brands of the lights and see what is the most budget friendly for you. But what you need to make sure that they have to have 830 nanometers of near infrared and 630 nanometers of red. I understand that not every device has near infrared in them, but if you have a 630 nanometers of red light, it's good enough. Use it every other night for 30 minutes. Brand does not matter. Now, there's some things that are made specifically for the face. So then maybe you can hold one hand in one, for 30 minutes. And if you have that, right? And the other hand, or I don't know how you can put both, because mine is made like a dome. It's very easy for me. And this thing comes with a pillow that you put your face on, but I put my hands inside. It's a Dermalux device. Before that, I had Soluma. Before that, I had the Dr. Gross. I would not tell you that I preferred one to another, but I always liked near infrared and infrared light. And you know your perimeters now, and you have to gauge yourself towards those perimeters. So that's every other night, and that's for 30 minutes. The second thing that I started to do, I started to use Tretinoin on my hands. Now, this is a prescription Tretinoin. It's a retinoic acid, and it's a 0.05%. So it's kind of middle strength. Now, you don't have to go to doctor and take retinoic acid necessarily for it to be effective. What you can do, you can go to the pharmacy and buy retinol by pretty much any company. So the difference between the retinoic acid or tretinoin that you take from the doctor, it's a medication, right? It's stronger in strength. What you buy in pharmacy, it's really cosmetic strength of the product. So the retinol that you buy in the pharmacy has to convert itself twice to become retinoic acid, right? But still, it's going to be very helpful and it really is going to work. Use it every single night. So what I do is that, but be careful afterwards to touch your eyes because it can burn them. So what I do, how I do it, and you can defer depending on time that you have. I usually would wash my hand and put it underneath the red light and near infrared light for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, I either reading something or listening to educational material just to keep my brain working. And then I come out from that light and I go straight into Tretinoin. Now, how do I use Tretinoin? What as I told you, go to pharmacy and find yourself cream with retinol. It's not going to be made for hands, but the creams for skin with retinol are plenty out there. Now, very often I'm asked to give recommendation to people about what brand to use. I can't. And this is why. I don't work with any company close enough to know everything about the product, meaning the efficacy of how a product made, what country made, what country ingredients are made, because sometimes ingredients are made somewhere else and it repackaged somewhere else. Does the plastic that they use have BPA or not? I don't know. Do I use brands and products? Of course I do. But when I buy it for myself and for my clients is one thing. But when I come out to hundreds of thousands of people and recommend something, I am taking responsibility for what I recommend to you. And it's very difficult for me to take such huge responsibility towards so many people. But I will give you an idea how to search for product. Let's say I told you to use creamy cleanser and I didn't give you the brand to use, right? Or any link or any discounts, nothing, because I'm not associating with anybody. Google creamy cleanser. Find the product that looks most attractive to you and fits well to your budget. Take that product, put the product in a search column. I'm just going to give you, random product. Let's say Cetaphil Creamy Cleanser, and put next to it toxic ingredients, right? And if it will show you that it has a lot of toxic ingredients, do not purchase it. Go for the next. So first Google the product that you look for, creamy cleanser, and then Google toxic ingredients. And if you will find clean product, then purchase it. And that's your product. Usually I tell you what to look for, right? What ingredients to look for. Like in case with light, I'm telling you what is the nanometers that you need, but I'm not telling you what company to buy it from. It's entirely up to you. But the Google the nanometers in different devices, they're all going to come to you at different price ranges, and you will be able to get the one that is the most budget friendly to your budget for cosmetic ingredients. The one that I use is excellent, but it's quite costly, and I don't think, like, if you're going to be buying specifically for your hands and not working with people, I don't think you need to spend as much, as long as it has the perimeters that you look for: 830 near infrared if it has near infrared, and 630 nanometers over red. Then you should be quite safe. So the next thing what we do, as I told you, we're gonna use, in my case, Tretinoin. It's a prescription strength, and in your case, it's gonna be whatever you choose it to be. One thing about red light devices: do not use them if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, please do not use red or blue or any light devices. To be entirely honest with you, I don't know why, but I think it's because of skin sensitivity. Maybe it can trigger melasma. I don't know, but you're always advised not to use it when you're pregnant. Like for me, what common sense is, because you are hormonally fluctuating during the pregnancy, it can bring the hyperpigmentation to the surface of the skin if it's under the heat and the red light. So the next thing we do, we use Tretinoin or any retinol that you can find, but we're going to use it in a very specific way. So here I have the microneedling roller. This one is by Environ. It's a brand new product for me. So before that, I had a simple roller, and it was also by Environ, and it completely worked. If you're buying it for your hands, this is quite a costly product. You don't need to have this particular product. You can buy yourself any microneedling hand device that you can use on your hands. So I don't think it has to be something extremely expensive. As long as it's, good microneedling device, you're good. And this is what we do. Before we apply retinol, so we wash your hand, we dry your hand, we put it underneath the light device, we take it out, we allow a couple of minutes, still our hands have no product, we take microneedling device, and this is what I need you to pay attention to. We start to microneedle our hands and our fingers. Now, how do we do properly the microneedling devices? Whether you do it on your face or you do it on your hand. You take one area and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. You lift it. You never drag it. You never drag your device on the skin. You can scratch it. Then you go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. You lift it. And then you go across. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift. And like this, 3, 4, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, lift. And after that, I put my Tretinoin. And remember, every time you use Tretinoin on your skin, whether it's your face or it's your chest or it's your hands, that part of skin, becomes photosensitive because tretinoin or retinol is an active ingredient and it makes skin cell turnover faster. So usually we have a 10 to 30 layers over dead and dry skin cells, keratinocytes, on top of our skin, on a stratum corneum to protect you. When you use active ingredients like retinol in our case, the cell turnover goes faster, so desquamation and attachment of dead and dry cells also goes faster. So you become less protected and therefore more sensitive to the sun rays. So every time you use product with retinol or retin-A on your skin, whether it's your face or your hands, you must be very diligent with the sunblock and reapply it. So why did we just use microneedling device before we apply retinol? Because we wanted to make those tiny little triggering this one doesn't give you any blood. Don't have any blood drawing devices, please. But it still punctures skin a little bit in stratum corneum. It doesn't go deep enough to draw the blood, but the stratum corneum is punctured, so the product penetrates deeper and you cause a tiny little stress on the skin. And every time you cause, now you have to be very careful. Please pay attention to this one. If you go deeply into the skin, if you cause damage to the skin quite deeply, yes, the same process happens. Why do we need to cause stress to the skin? Because skin communicates between layers to each other. And when the stratum corneum feels under attack, in our case the punctures, it sends the signals to the middle of your skin, to your dermis, to produce fibroblast cells to repair the skin. And it's the fibroblast cells that repair collagen and elastic fibers in our skin. So the skin becomes more bouncy. So you rejuvenate the skin by causing very deliberate damage to the skin, right? So this is how it works. But it really also depends on where you are hormonally, or where is your, like where you are right now in the time of your life. How is your stress level? If you cause a lot of damage to the skin, sometimes it will take very long time to repair itself. So everything really depends on your internal resources, right? Where is your immunity? Where are you hormonally? How is your body feels right now? That's why instead of the deep damage and the quick damage, I prefer consistent, not damage, but stress to the skin. I prefer light, consistent stress because it will be easier for skin to recover. Still, skin will produce fibroblasts to repair itself, but it's not going to need to work very hard, and you're not going to have to, let's say if you do it on your face, walk around red, for example, for a long time, or sometimes it even can, trigger melasma and hyperpigmentation. That's why age 40, starting 45, try to go for methods that are lighter, that are milder and more long running. So now we're running marathon. We don't want to do the sprint. We want to do marathon. You're going to get exactly the same results, a little longer it's going to take from you, but you're not going to cause damage to your skin that, God forbid, will be unrepairable, right? So pay attention to that. So we are doing our microneedling device. As I told you, any device will work on a dry skin without any product on the skin. You make those little openings, and then on top of it, I put my retinol product. In my case, it's a tretinoin gel, 0.05%. So it's mild gel. But if you're going to buy something in a pharmacy and use retinol, it will be great. And my third secret weapon, and that you will have to talk to your doctor, please. Although you can buy this product, I buy mine on Amazon. You can buy in a pharmacy, but still, please don't take my word for it. I'm an esthetician and I'm educated to look after beauty. I will tell you how to rejuvenate your hands, but certain things I need you to talk to your doctor about. I love estrogen cream on the hands. So there are 3 secret weapons. We have the LED device with infrared and red light every other day for 30 minutes. Why not every day? Because if you're going to use it every day, it's going to be too much. It's going to actually start breaking up your collagen. You need your skin to recover to apply one more application of the light. Then we are doing the microneedling, and you can do it daily. And again, no microneedling device that you're going to buy without license. It's going to be with needles long enough to puncture your skin. We're not trying to puncture your skin. We just a little bit puncture your stratum corneum. There's going to be no blood drawing. We follow it with either tretinoin, or you can follow it with retinol from the pharmacy. Remember, it might take a little longer, but it's still going to work. Allow that to settle, and then I put a little bit of the estrogen cream on my hands. Now, I do it all at night because this is comfortable for me. But what you can do, it depends on how you structure your day. Let's say you're going to do the red light device in the morning, and then you want to do your tretinoin and you want to do your estrogen at night, or you want to put your estrogen in the morning and do your tretinoin at night and then put cream on top of it. That's all good. The only thing that I know, over 4 months, my hands look much, much better. And I am esthetician. The only thing that I do regret is that I didn't took before and after pictures. I should have, but I didn't. But I do highly recommend for you to try this protocol. It's really worthwhile, and it's scientifically, think about it, it makes sense. What are we trying to do in here? We're trying to build collagen back into your skin. We're not going to be able, those practices that they put fat underneath your skin. It's a great idea, I guess, but not everybody can afford it. Not everybody wants to do it. I need to work with my hands. I don't know how it's going to affect my mobility, and my hands have to be very mobile. They have to be very flexible and very soft. I don't know. I don't want to feel weird with my hands because these are my tools. I cannot experiment much with my hands, right? So the fat injection seems logical, but what we do with these things, with things like infrared, with things like tretinoin, with things like estrogen, we build the strength in the skin. We build tensile strength in the skin. We make our skin more compact. And you know what? It worked. And I will keep doing it, and I hope that you're going to be doing it too. So it's a little bit of the extra added ritual into your day, but watching your skin, watching your hands become younger over time, it's a very pleasurable thing to watch. Give yourself 4 months until you see the difference. Also, if you have dark spots on your hands, it really, really helps them. But remember, this is like must. This is, please attention. Wear sunblock on your hands. If you're going to go with this protocol, we use retinol. Don't forget that. We also use infrared light. You have to wear sunblock on your hands. Treat your hands as if they were your face. And in 4 months, you can see significant difference. I would love to hear from you, your feedback about what's happening with your hands. And if you ever tried it before the same protocol, also let me know. I just put it together for myself. And once I saw a significant difference in my hands, I was like, okay, I have to talk to my girls about it. So I hope that it was useful for you to spend 23 minutes, almost 24 minutes with me. I hope that I brought you value. And I hope that when you're going to be looking at your hands, your heart will rejoice about how good they look. Well, thank you so much as always for your time, for your attention, and I will see you all in the next video.